We have some breaking Commanders news here on a Thursday as the team announces that they will be bringing back second team All-Pro and Pro Bowl inside linebacker Bobby Wagner for yet another season. It's a one-year deal worth up to $9.5 million, and a lot of people are excited about it, man. So we're going to be breaking it down, what this means for Bobby Wagner and the Washington Commanders defense coming up here in just a second, right here on the Commanders Report. But make sure you guys click that subscribe button right now. You guys might have noticed we're not in our normal studio. Usually I'm in the office, with our normal graphics and all that stuff. But today I'm actually sick here at home. But I wanted to get a breaking news video out to you guys because that's the level of dedication that we have here at the Commanders Report. We are going to get you guys breaking news coverage during free agency, whether I'm feeling good, whether I'm out to eat, whether, no matter what's going on. Our commitment to you guys is we're going to get a video out to you guys and get you guys the very latest surrounding the Washington Commanders. And this is a big one here, guys, because Bobby Wagner, really the heart and soul of the Commanders defense last season, will be coming back for yet another season to try and get this team a Lombardi trophy and win himself one more ring before he eventually hangs up the cleats. Just to show you how important Bobby Wagner was to this defense last year. He led the team in snaps last year with over 1,250. He led the team in tackles with 108. He had 56 run stops, which was the lead on the team as well. And then in terms of PFF grading, he was the highest graded player on the Commanders defense last year, had the highest run defense grade, and had the highest tackling grade on the entire team. So Bobby Wagner is somebody that, he's not the athlete he used to be. He's not the coverage player he used to be, but his role in this Commanders defense is really, it's really irreplaceable. And, his spot in the locker room as a leader of this team and really the heart and soul of that unit, it really is irreplaceable, which is why, I thought that maybe they'd get him for a little bit less than this. $9.5 million is quite a bit. But I think that it's a move here where, you're keeping the cohesion between the unit. Lord knows Bobby Wagner deserves the money as well. And, keeping that combination between him and, of course, Frankie Luvu is going to really, solidify this group moving forward here. So I'm very excited about this move, guys. I think that Bobby Wagner is definitely somebody that this team needed to bring back this year. And obviously this is a team with a lot of cap space heading into 2025 free agency, but this is really a move that they felt like they needed to make to really keep that continuity on this defensive unit. And I can certainly see why Adam Peters and Dan Quinn put a premium on bringing Bobby Wagner back to the Commanders defense here. And, he makes you wonder whether or not the team is going to be bringing back more of these kind of players that this team really likes and wants to bring back. Guys like Jeremy Chin, guys like Zach Ertz, others on this Commanders team here that could potentially be bringing back. Do they bring back a wide receiver like De'Ami Brown or Olamide Zaccheaus? That's certainly going to be a question mark as well. But, it's going to be very, very interesting to see what they do in the coming days. And something to keep in mind here, guys, once teams kind of make these moves, sometimes they tend to snowball. So there might be some more breaking news on the Washington Commanders later tonight. That's why you guys click that subscribe button, because if breaking news hits, it doesn't matter, how I'm feeling, I'm going to try and get a video out to you guys every single time that this stuff ends up happening. So in terms of the inside linebacker position, obviously you got your two starters back in Bobby Wagner and Frankie Luvu. You drafted Jordan McGee last year as kind of a coverage, kind of specialist linebacker. I expect his role to increase. If they bring back Jeremy Chin, he was almost like a pseudo hybrid linebacker for this team last year. So I think that Jeremy Chin certainly has a good chance to be maybe the next player that ends up getting re-signed by the Washington Commanders. I certainly hope so. Jeremy's a really, really good player. And I think that his role is really, just like Bobby's, kind of irreplaceable, because not a lot of people have Jeremy's size. Not a lot of people have Jeremy's speed combination along with that size. And I think in that kind of true box safety role that he plays in this defense, almost hybrid linebacker role, there's just not many people that are really able to play the role that Jeremy Chin does. So I think that, moving forward, it's going to be interesting to see if they draft anybody, but I kind of think like this is going to be the only move they make at inside linebacker in free agency. This move, I think, kind of solidifies what this team is going to be doing. And I don't think that they're going to be making any major additions. Maybe they, draft somebody to maybe replace Bobby Wagner in future seasons. Maybe somebody in the later rounds. But I really do think that this move solidifies the inside linebacker position. And obviously, there's other positions that this team needs to address with all their cap space this year. They need to address edge rusher. They need to address corner. They need to address offensive line. They need to address still wide receiver, tight end. There's other positions, obviously, that this team needs to address here in the coming days and even hours, and I fully expect them to be able to do that. I want to wrap up today's show with my thoughts on a report today that Trey Hendrickson, a really, really good edge rusher, led the league in sacks last year for the Cincinnati Bengals, was the only thing good about that Bengals defense last year. He now has permission to seek a trade. And I do think with the Browns kind of not trying to come to the table on a Myles Garrett trade, I do think that if the Commanders are really serious and they're kind of like not messing around and they don't want to wait on the Browns to make a trade for Myles Garrett, perhaps it makes sense to go out and make a trade, even spend a first-round draft pick for Trey Hendrickson. I think it would be worth it. Now, I'm not willing to give up 2 first-round picks like I would for Myles Garrett, but I would be willing to spend a first-round pick on Trey Hendrickson and pay him a very large sum of money because I think he is an impact player. I think he is a fit for what Dan Quinn and Joe Witt Jr. want to do in this Commanders defense. It's kind of a bigger body, very physical, very powerful player. And I think that, sorry about that, I think that Trey Hendrickson, can certainly bring that X factor, that fear factor to opposing offenses in terms of that really great pass rushing threat. So, obviously Bobby Wagner and Frankie Luvu are excellent blitzers. That's what they do best. Bobby might be still the best run defending inside linebacker in football today. He does such a great job diagnosing plays. He does such a good job preparing for these opponents. He's seen everything that they want to do on film, and he knows what they're doing before they even do it. And then, the way that Joe Witt Jr. and Dan Quinn utilizes this guy is moving them around the formation, blitzing them, using them in creative ways to really catch defense or catch opposing offenses off guard is really something that I appreciate. And then, you add a legitimate pass rusher like Trey Hendrickson into the mix here. And that's something that could completely change this Commanders defense for the better heading into 2025. And if you get the sense that the Browns are kind of dragging their feet on a potential Myles Garrett trade and you want to really lock in this defensive personnel heading into 2025 before even NFL free agency starts, if I'm GM Adam Peters, I am calling the Cincinnati Bengals, and I would be willing to give up as much as 1 first-round draft pick in exchange for Trey Hendrickson, and that is probably what my plan is going to be moving forward. That's going to be it for today's breaking news edition of the Commanders Report. Bobby Wagner back on this team here for 2025 on a 1-year contract worth up to $9.5 million next year. The team gets their heart and soul of their defense back. They get their team captain back, all that great stuff. It's going to be absolutely fantastic here, guys. It's just the beginning here on the Commanders Board. Hopefully I'm feeling better by tomorrow, guys. But whenever there's breaking news, whether it's later tonight, whether it's tomorrow, whether it's over the weekend, whether it's once we start our live coverage next week for NFL free agency, we're going to have you covered with every single move that the Commanders make, and we're going to tell you what it means for the future of this football team. And we're just getting started here, guys. So make sure you click that subscribe button if you haven't already. Until next time, guys, hail to the Commanders.